we had one left up, and now we're just waiting for the bus to Zagreb, so I'll arrive in like afternoon, and then find a hotel, and then do all that. Okay, in Croatia for real now. Yeah, granted, I have 2 Croatian stamps. Seen it getting to Bosnia. I need to go through here, but we're actually visiting now. Well, welcome to the Zagreb bus station. So far, it seems like it has all the urban charm of Belgrade and Banja Luka with higher prices. This is what $50 a night gets you in Zagreb. Yep. So yeah, Christmas market area here, kind of a Central Park area. I am not a millionaire, not buying anything, but fun to see around. The fact that all these streets are entirely pedestrian other than trams is very nice. Very easy to walk around. And with that withdrawal, I've officially entered the Eurozone, where I will be for the next week and a bit. So yeah, here is Slovenia. Here actually, 2023, they adopted the Euro from the Kuna. Slovenia and of course Italy all use the Euro, so nice to not have to deal with convertible marks and dinars and you know, all those local currencies. And you can see the beautiful church, which would be much more beautiful without the renovations. I mean, this is kind of summing up my impression of Zagreb so far. Like, nice little touristy area, only souvenir shops, tons of just graffiti. Okay, it seems like we have some football chanters, so at least some human interest. Never mind, they're Irish. Human interest called off. And also like a billion police. Who knows what's happening? Very fun. So yeah, great little cafe as well. I mean, it's a touristy city. You can't really get around that, but if you accept that, then, I mean, services are quite good. Hard to find like local Croatian food, but I mean, that was the same case in Belgrade to some extent, at least in the more central bits. Banja Luka was much better for that, because there was just less tourism to begin with. So probably sacrificing the Croatian food experience, but we'll see what we get up to. A Korean restaurant, Hanshik-tang. So definitely in the most Croatian part of Croatia. And this, my friends, is the fabled Stone Gate. Why is this on Google Maps? I have no idea. It seems to lead to more of the exact same thing. It's 5 p.m. and the center of the city is strangely dead. Like, outside of the actual center, there's a lot of streets like this. This is like, it's surprising to me. I'm sure there's like a modern part of the city that where, you know, people live. That's a bit nicer right now. Yeah, speaking of the modern part of the city, I do think I found it. Seemingly this is a museum. Surely this is not the museum of the city of Belgrade. Okay, I guess that bar is attached to the museum for some reason. Interesting. After 5 minutes, we're able to enter the Belgrade City Museum, so we'll see what there's to see here. This is detailing Zagreb as kind of a free city. So it was a independent entity in a lot of the medieval era. kind of focus on trade. Some remnants of the older cathedral from the 1700s. These like fantastically detailed statues from then. Some cool Croatian language printed texts. This is talking about the kind of Croatian national awakening against the Hungarian rule at the time. So a lot of Croatian lands, especially Upper Croatian lands, were very influenced by the Hungarian Empire and then later Austro-Hungarian Empire. Southern Croatian lands had much more Italian influence. Like Dubrovnik, like Ragusa was Italian-speaking country for a while. So yeah, the first time Croatia was actually unified was 1848 when Ban Josip Jelačić just unified the Zagreb Croatia with that of Dalmatia, which is the southern part. I like this series on kind of 1940s, 1950s posters. Quite pretty. So this is the City Museum of Zagreb. Nice little museum. Very, very friendly. Good student discount. They called me out on going so quickly, but I mean, it's closing soon. They let me use the same ticket for the next day, which I will not be doing because it is, I mean, it's nice, but I mean, the city is not really the center of a lot of the history I've studied. I do much more like Asian/Middle Eastern, like medieval history. I love this Thai shop with the advertisement with the Croatian flag. Highly Croatian food. Yeah, a cool little place in the middle of kind of an apartment block, so you can gaslight yourself into thinking you're in like some sort of more mid-sized Balkan city. But beautiful, just cool vibe. Not too expensive either, so I appreciate that. The conductor is dressed as Santa. Very fun. Seems like all the trendy stuff is in these like weird alleys. So you know what a city is like when they have street food, sit-down restaurants that are expensive, using the word fare to describe themselves, like Japanese fare. Yeah. Well, like any city I originally have a kind of negative impression of, it gets better over time. I think I just have a natural predisposition of liking places, and Zagreb's no different. Like, this is actually quite pretty. Restaurant scene is very cool, so yeah, I'm liking this a lot more now. Still probably will leave tomorrow, just for the ability to see much more of Italy, but yeah, I'm enjoying this more. Seem to have entered a symphony crowd or something. So apparently there's some ballet happening there. Was thinking about impulse purchasing tickets, but it was sold out, so didn't even let me do that. But seemed actually pretty cool. And then, I don't know, I'll see what I do tonight, but probably getting in relatively early day. And like dessert prices seem kind of overpriced and all, so yeah. Skating in Zagreb with a tram passing by. Nice little public park area. A children's Christmas concert, I guess. I don't know. Everything's very Christmas themed. So this is the staircase for our wonderful hostel hotel. You can see that kind of gives the minimum security prison, like psychiatry hospital vibe, which is very in nowadays. You have like rustic wall decoration. This, I don't think is actually a door. So this is 401A, not 401. It's different for something. And you can see this beautiful room. And you can see this luxurious setup, a desk even, and a beautiful view of Zagreb. So in Zagreb this morning, I have a pretty ambitious day planned. You know, I've noticed if I arrive to a city hungry, I generally have a worse first impression. So that might have been what happened to Zagreb, because now I'm really liking it. Got a budek for €1. Got a krafna, whatever that is, with vanilla for €1. And life is feeling pretty good. Still going to Slovenia. I just need to get to Italy quick, honestly. That just is the way the logistics are hanging out. But I've enjoyed this trip a lot. Just a nice little relaxing day in Croatia, and then go out to Slovenia. and a budek. These things are so good. I'm having them every single breakfast in the Balkans. Like, I need to learn how to make these. We have like 30 minutes to go to as many cafes as possible before I have to skedaddle. So doing that, getting really good coffee. The coffee culture in all of these cities is excellent. Even like Banja Luka had solid cafes. Yeah, I'll say this is a much nicer city to walk around without a billion tourists and in better lighting. Being here, this is quite magical. I love this church as well. Yeah, I don't know. This is actually really nice. The thing is though, the old town's pretty small. Like, if you're not into the nightlife as much, there's like less to do, and shopping and things are pretty overpriced, which is why I generally angle towards visiting places with like more of like an interesting life for citizens of the city. Because I mean, if the regular bookstores and regular cafes serving people are interesting, that's like 100,000 customers and not like the 1,000 tourists in a city at a particular time. So I don't know, that's generally my theory of why like I tend to go more offbeat. It's not like a kind of principled anti-tourist thing. It's more, I think, that there's just more like livability as a tourist when you have just an interesting city. Just an incredibly charming little street. It would be more charming without the bars and the like, but still beautiful. Shockingly nice place. Zagreb simulated.